Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 103. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. As always, I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and BuyandSellDVC.com.
And today is January 25th, 2023, which means your 11th month window is
Christmas.
December 25th, 2023. And the 7-month window is August 25th, 2023. As always, you can reach Buy and Sell at BuyandSellDVC.com, 407-375-3376. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, of course. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to tell your friends all about this channel. As always, you can find DVC-Rental, DVC-Rental.com. Remember the dash to save the cash. Again, they're on all the same social media channels, including TikTok.
Yep.
So be sure to check them out over there. And we're going to get into the buy and sell side of things. And this came up recently on one of the discussion boards. They were talking about sleep around points. And basically, the sleep around points are points that you have no intention to use at the home resort. Now, to me, it was nice to see this topic being discussed in 2023 because this was a big thing, to me, 10, 12, 15 years ago. Now everybody is all about, buy where you want to stay, make the reservation 7 to 11 months in advance. Yes, that is what most owners are going to do. That's where you're going to have the most success. But there are still people that buy sleep around points. For example, I
love sleep around points.
Yeah. I purchased 2 properties last year, one a 50-point property, one 130-point property. To me, there's going to be sleep around points for our family. So it was nice to see. And basically, it's just...
For the record, I've never heard them referred to as sleep around points.
When I saw it...
You started talking about sleep around, I was like, I wasn't sure where you were going when we started this. I was looking at the camera and I'm like, oh, sleep around points.
And it's funny because they refer to
R-rated or something.
And they actually just refer to it as SAP.
Really?
Yeah, there was an acronym for it. And I'm like, either it's been so long since I've heard someone discuss this that I forgot, or someone just made it up.
I've never heard that before, and I'm pretty active in the groups. I've never heard them referred to as sleep around points, though. That's actually quite amusing.
So, and you had, people were, they asked questions such as, what resort did you consider the points as sleep around points? What resort and room size did you use them? What time period was your stay? How far in advance did you book? Exactly at 7 months, for example. And then, the person said, I reviewed all the availability charts, but hearing real life experience would be helpful. And there was just all sorts of responses. There was people that bought Vero Beach sleep around points, and they just bought in 2020. And there was all sorts of examples. I don't have them written down. I'm not going to give you the exact examples, but it was, we stayed this resort, check-in day, check-out, this, and there was everything on there. And really, I'm just sharing it because we do have a Facebook group as well. Now, if Scott can remember the full name of the Facebook group off the top of his head.
Disney Vacation Club Resales DVC.
So, for example, that is the question that, you could come to our Facebook group and say, hey, how many of you, have sleep around points, and what's an example of where you've used them at recently?
That's the best term.
So you can, you want to get an example of what other people are doing with the points. But again, you may be in the large majority that just simply book your reservation 7 to 11 months and, book at the resort that you want to stay at. But again, sleep around points is definitely still a thing that people do, especially if you're going to go to other places besides Walt Disney World, because you can get in at Vero Beach, you can get in at Hilton Head, you can get in at Alani. I'm not saying you're going to get in at Grand Californian, but that's probably...
I've done it.
Oh.
It's hard. I've used my Saratoga Springs points for every... There's nothing wrong with Saratoga Springs. I've stayed at Saratoga Springs, I believe, once or twice. And I've used my points to stay at every other resort except for Alani. It's not because I can't get into Alani with them, it's just we haven't gone to Hawaii yet. That's the only resort we haven't gone to. So I've used my Saratoga points to stay everywhere. And it's worked beautifully so far, especially if you're a little flexible with dates. Those sleep around points are fantastic.
Yeah, and that's another, maybe crazy is the wrong word to use, but, some people get so hung up on the idea, like they'll say, oh, I don't like Saratoga Springs or something, but then you find out that they're an owner that's always going to make reservations less than 7 months.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you could do the exact same thing that Scott has done with all of his Saratoga Springs points each time. So, sleep around points. If you're out there, let us know where you like to book your travels under 7 months, example check-in dates. Put them in the comments so it can help others. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Put your kids to bed. We're talking about sleep around points.
And now,
that's fantastic.
And now we're on to the food review of the week.
Ty, do the magic thing you do.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for today's food review, I went and I checked 2 weeks ago, checked out Nine Dragons restaurant. First time ever eating there in Epcot. A lot of times we're creatures of habit. We typically eat at the same places, but I've been trying to force myself to go out and eat at places that I haven't eaten before, try different things because I need to do these food reviews. And honestly, that's why I did this. The Malik family was down here. They were looking for somewhere to eat. We had down to 2 restaurants. One I'd eaten at, one I hadn't. So here we are, Nine Dragons restaurant, China Pavilion in Epcot. Inside, not a ton of decor. There's not too much going on inside, not super exciting. However, I had the honey sesame chicken, $23, which is a lot for Chinese food, but when eating on Disney property, $23 for a meal is not a bad choice. Unexpectedly large portion of chicken. Was really, really happy with that. I'm a bigger guy. I like to eat. And great flavor. It was sweet. I dipped it in some soy sauce, so I had a little sweet and salty going on. I mean, I get similar stuff at Yak and Yeti, and I found that this absolutely blows away Yak and Yeti, and people love Yak and Yeti. The only thing I would say is that I paid $3 to upgrade from the white rice to the lo mein noodles, and the lo mein noodles were absolutely terrible. They had no flavor at all. I don't know if it was just an off day, but I wouldn't get them again. The worst lo mein noodles I've ever had. The chicken, the honey sesame chicken, I'm gonna give an 8.7. Absolutely fantastic. Would definitely get that again. And again, big portion. So big of a portion that I was offering other people options to try some of mine. One of them was still a little bit hungry. I offered some of my chicken because I realized I was not gonna be able to finish it. 8.7, huge portion, love it. However, your lo mein noodles, 2.1, worst lo mein noodles I've ever had. I make lo mein noodles sometimes at home, just throwing stuff together, and they blows away what they put out. So that shows you how bad they were if I can easily mix it together and make lo mein. So overall, great restaurant, very happy. Prices were decent. Definitely thumbs up for Nine Dragons.
So, I mean, this may be some questions out of the blue, but it's the beginning of the year.
Yes.
A lot of people, they might decide at the beginning of the year to change their eating habits. Yes. So I'm just curious on your end, if you go through any type of phases where you say, I'm gonna eliminate a certain thing, or if it's just maybe smaller portions, or if everything is pretty consistent, or...
Good question. I had lost 90 pounds. I put back on 60 pounds over the past couple of years, so I'm back to I've already dropped 10 pounds since the new year. So I'm already trying I typically try to lower sugar and carbs. Just eat healthier. It's not like I'm doing like an Atkins diet or a keto where I'm like completely eliminating stuff. I just try to make smarter choices. And I was doing well for several days. And then Malik's came down, like, hey, let's go out to dinner. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be bad this day. And I ate this dinner and I was up 2 pounds the next morning, but most of that's like water weight and stuff, and that came off right away. But yeah, I do I'll say every new year, because for a couple of years in a row, I was doing really, really well. And I need to get back onto it. It's since I started these food reviews, forcing me to eat all these foods has put on weight. So you're killing me, Jason. But no, I'm trying to do a little better. Obviously, Jason doesn't have to do better. He eats the same, and this guy's a machine.
I mean, I can't, it's like some people out there, eliminate, say I'm going to eliminate sugar or something for 21 days. I can't do, I have to have dessert.
You don't eat sugar. All you eat is chicken and rice and do push-ups.
But I have to have dessert every day. Like, I don't think I've ever had a day like without chocolate.
Really?
Or Nutella. Like, I have to have.
This is how you look, you son of a...
I mean, I don't go like some people like, oh, they'll say like they eat a whole bag of Oreos or something. Like, I can eat 2 Oreos or something and I'm fine. So I was just curious because, you know. Because I can't be, because I know there's people out there that, you know, they call themselves like the yo-yo dieters, you know, where they eliminate a bunch of stuff and then as soon as they go, then they put it all back. So I was just kind of curious, like.
Typically, my body seems to do better with getting rid of some sugar and some carbs, but I don't cut them out completely, and I'll still have stuff. What always gets me is that I can be really good throughout the day, and I never eat breakfast. I'll eat a very healthy lunch. I'll eat a healthy dinner, but then around like 7 or 7:30 comes, and I'm watching TV. And that's when I want a snack. And that's what gets me every time. I go, do I want salty? Do I want some chips? Do I want some ice cream? It just seems that after 7 o'clock, which is when you shouldn't be eating, you know, they say, you know, eat earlier and then, you know, don't eat too late because then that food kind of like stays in your body. That's when my body kicks in and says, oh, you've been good all day. Let's have some Doritos. Let's have some, or even if I'm getting ice cream, I'm eating light ice cream, but still, it's not great for me. It's that nighttime cravings that always get me. I'll be good all day. And then also your brain goes, man, you've been good all day. You can have that. And it just, every time.
And Doritos are really like the worst because like how can you eat like only 5 Doritos? Like
that's why I've been trying to find stuff that I can replace. Like I love Doritos. That can replace,
red bag or blue bag?
Red. I like both, but I do like nacho cheese red bag. Like goldfish, like extra flavored goldfish. Like for Doritos, you can have like one serving is 11 chips. For goldfish, I can have 55 of them for one serving, and it's better, and it's not as high carbs and not as high fat, so they're actually better for you. So I'm going, all right, I'll be really good. I won't have the Doritos. I'll have goldfish, or I'll have these little like cheese puffs, not like Cheetos. They have like these corn cheese puffs that aren't half as good as Cheetos, but a serving size is 62, versus Cheetos where it's, you know, the serving size is 12 and it's 12 grams of fat. You know, it's about making choices, and I need to get back on it. And I've been doing okay so far, but it's early on the year, and the cruises also kill me.
I was gonna say, I was just gonna ask you, like on the cruises, what's the biggest thing that you see on the cruise that you eat more than obviously you wouldn't eat when you're at home?
Oh, much more. It's again, with the cruises, what happens is, you know, you've prepaid for everything, you know, and in your mindset, you know, if you're, I
gotta get my money back.
I gotta get my money back. So you're like, well, I'm at home, I eat nothing until lunch. I'm on the cruise, I'm like, well, if we go down to the restaurant for free, I can have bacon and eggs and what's it called?
Pancakes.
And pancakes, and it's all free. And you know, you eat throughout the day, and then you get to dinner, and you know, you sit down at a nice restaurant, you have your dinner, and you're like, oh, I'll have 2 dinners because they're smaller portions. You have 2 of those, and then you get dessert as well. You leave, and within like 2 hours, you're sitting there on the boat, and you're like, they've got free pizza upstairs. You know, pizza's still open. You want a couple slices of pizza, and you go get some pizza. Like you're constantly eating. Because you feel like you got to get it back a little bit. You know, you've paid for this food. You want to sit there and say, ha, I got my money's worth. And then every time I take a cruise, I'm up like 5 to 7 pounds, which
and then on like the cruise ship that you just went on recently, do they have fresh cookies that come out at 3 o'clock? Or
there's fresh cookies 24 hours a day.
Okay, because well on NCL they have like fresh cookies at 3 o'clock.
Really?
And then okay. I mean they might have them out throughout the day, but I know
Vero Beach does that like 1 o'clock. But like a lot of places, yeah, they have cookies out all day, and they're constantly putting them out all day. So it's maybe not all day, up until 2 o'clock in the morning, but you can go in anytime. That's what happens. You walk by. I was on Celebrity. They had a Cafe El Bacchio. You walk past, and they have pay for coffees, which I'm not a coffee guy, but right in the front they got a big display case of all the different treats and all the cookies, and those are all free and included. So you walk by and you're like, oh, I could try that lemon tart, and we get 2 of those oatmeal cookies, and I'll bring them, and it just keeps going and going, and yeah, it gets bad. And the cruise is getting used. I'll put on 7 pounds, and I'll lose 3, and then all of a sudden I'm on another cruise, and I put up 5 pounds, and it's gone up over the past 2 years. So I have to watch myself. I know I have to watch myself. It's a struggle.
I was just curious, really. I mean,
Some of us can't be built like an Adonis.
I don't know why you're here. Okay, now we're on to the DVC rental side of things.
Are we still on food review? Is that it?
Yeah, that was
We're on to
food
the rental
review,
side?
so-
My God. All right, on the DVC rental side, there's been a little confusion online recently on how to book the rooms. We have a lot of people who've signed up for our deals page and they see our advertisements on social media for the deals, and they don't realize that there's also just a regular check availability where, you know, people all the time sitting there going, oh, I'm looking to come in November 2023. I'm waiting for one of your deals to pop up. And I'm going, you know, a lot of times our confirmed reservations on our deals page don't go out that far. You know, you need to be checking availability right now. So when you go to dvc-rental.com, there's a renters tab. You can go into there, but there's big buttons on the page. Check availability. That's where you want to go. Click the check availability button. You put in exactly what dates you're looking for. Hit submit. It'll tell you every single room that's available. It'll price all of them for you. When you select them, you can see pictures of the rooms, pictures of the resort, list of what amenities they have, what they've got, what different pools they have, the dining they have. All the information is there. There's filters on the page where you can go in there if you only want to sort for studios, or you only want to sort for 2 bedrooms, or you only want to sort for specific resorts. I mean, there's all sorts of filters that you can play with to get exactly what you want. But yeah, besides the deals page, which the deals page is great because that has all the locked-in rooms, and that's fantastic if there's not a lot of availability. So you want to confirm reservation that's already locked in. And a lot of times, especially recently, as you get towards the end of the month when use years are ending, a lot of times there's discounts as well. So a lot of the confirmed reservations are also discounted, but that's really just like last minute stuff. So that's a great option, but the check availability is where you probably want to spend most of your time. If you're booking in advance and you want a specific room, check availability is where you want to go for that.
I feel like that's like the opposite. I mean, in the beginning, that's all people would normally do. Like 10 years ago, they would just say, I'm checking to see if this is available. Like before you had the check availability system, they'd send you an email checking to see if this is available, this is available.
That's all it was. I think that we rolled out the deals page several years ago, and I think it's just the deals have become much more popular. The confirmed reservation is a lot more popular. I don't know if there's been a lot more last minute reservations, and that's why. But I can say that the deals page has definitely become much more popular. And I mean, it's probably almost half of our bookings right now are on the deals page. Last minute stuff that's confirmed reservations, where in the past maybe it was 10%, it's up to like 50 at the moment. I don't know if it's like a big run on the deals for some reason, but they've been very, very popular. So check both. And what's great, I should mention, that if you put in the check availability, you say you want to go July 4th to July 10th. You know, our system will check it for you, and then on the bottom, after all the availability that shows, it'll show you any confirmed reservations from the deals page that happen to be within like a week of your check-in. So it'll check both for you. You know, it'll show it's exactly what you want, and then at the bottom it'll say, hey, here's some other stuff we already have locked in for you. So I mean, if you go to the check availability, it's going to do both for you. It'll check everything for what you've looked for and the deals as well. So
remember, he said big buttons.
Big buttons.
We like big buttons,
right on
and we
page.
cannot lie.
Nice and easy to find. I never want somebody sitting there getting frustrated because they can't find anything on the website. I mean, when you load the page, I mean, it should be like right there, or if you scroll up a tiny bit, I mean, there's big buttons all over the place. They're in your face. Check availability. Here's where stuff is. Here's where there's a deals button, check availability buttons, cruise swap buttons. I mean, there's buttons for everything, so it's nice and easy to find. You don't have to drill down through tons of menus. We try to make it as easy for you as possible.
And if you're looking to possibly buy DVC, you can also use that tool on the DVC-Rental site to see, like, hey, if I were to become a member and I was to book something right now, is this available?
Yeah.
You can use it as a tool to see if the reservation that you want is available without having to be a member to check availability. You can use that to check availability.
That's a great idea. And there's a button on the DVC site to bring you right over to buy and sell as well. So if you're on there and you get lost, you go, what is the other site that Jason is the broker for? There's a button for buy and sell on there as well. So everything nice and easy on the website. Check availability, deals, and jumping right over to buy and sell.
Hopefully today you learned a lot.
I think they learned a little too much about me and my eating habits and, and such, but hey, We're here for you.
Hey, when you're on a cruise, it's just gonna happen. So hopefully you
It
learned
doesn't
a
happen
lot.
for you, does it?
No, it does. Like I go on
I bet
again.
you live in the gym at the
No,
cruise.
no, I do not. I go. So you go on. So the cruise, the cookies again on the NCL, they come. Maybe they're all there all the time, but their big thing is 3 o'clock. I go up there, and of course, no one of my family. I usually at that time is like in the room taking a break.
So I go up there for like, can I have 8 cookies to go,
I have
please?
like a plate of 12 cookies walking by people. They're like, "What?"
Yep.
So.
All right,
So-
well, we appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.
And come on back.
Yeah, come on back. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
See you next week.